Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another perfume review video. My name is Naz. This is my channel, the King of Hidden Gems. I try to bring to your attention fragrances are usually very good value for money. They smell good. They're usually on the radar. Not many people talk about them. I think at least you should do your research, try them for yourself and see if they're any good to you. So in this video I have another introduction slash review for you, and this is a quite unknown, underrated fragrance that almost nobody talks about at all, and this is the brand Oscar de la Renta. Oscar de la Renta is a designer brand and from United States, and they've been around for a very long time. I think something like 60-70 years, and they ventured to perfumes in early 1980s with the original Oscar de la Renta Paul Louis, which was a big hit, one of the most famous and iconic fragrances from early 80s. And that fragrance is still, although it's been reformulated and it's not as strong as it used to be, but still very good fragrance today if you go and buy that one. But that one is rugged, masculine, quite a tiny bit of animalicness to it, and also it's a mature fragrance. This one is a flanker of that one, Paul Louis by Oscar de la Renta, and this one is called Paul Louis Fresh. Paul Louis Fresh, 90 ml, Eau de Toilette. In United Kingdom you can find it under £40 or so, and for that price this is a beauty in a bottle. Very good fragrance, especially for a price. It surprised me. I bought it when it came out, I think 3-4 years ago. It came out in 2018, and I was the first to introduce it. I think somehow I compared it to the original one. Obviously if you compare it to the original one, this one won't live up to that one, because that one is a different ball game, different animal. But this one on its own, for a fresh fragrance for this time of year in the middle of summer, this is a beauty. I would say this is another video in line with other videos I've been making for the last few weeks, and that is fresh summer, and this is very good for that. So this one, I would say, although the DNA in here is very friendly and very happy and very fresh, it's got a little bit of that classical feel to it. So I would say 25 and up to be on the safe side. Although if you like this kind of fragrance, it doesn't mean anything, anybody can wear it. In terms of gender, this is masculine, but if you're a lady and you like this kind of fragrances, again, it doesn't mean anything. Gender is all marketing with perfumes, fragrances, smell, scents, food, drink, color. These things don't have gender. It's all marketing BS because they want to sell more. They divide and rule basically. So forget that. If you like this kind of fragrance, you can easily wear it even if you're a lady. And in terms of occasion, this is definitely for warmer weather. This is for summer, maybe a little bit on you can use it in spring as well, and a little bit on autumn, but mainly this is a summer fragrance. And in terms of occasion, this is Swiss Army knife. You can dress it up, dress it down, daytime, nighttime, formal, informal, casual, special occasion, anything you want. It smells very good. In the same time, it smells very relaxed and happy and bright. So the ratio for what I paid what I get is very good in here. Very good perfumery, very good ingredients, especially for the price. And in terms of performance, this is very good. Again, for a fresh fragrance, for Eau de Toilette, it performs very well. On my skin goes easily over 6 hours, on t-shirt easily over 8 hours. So it's a good to very good performer in terms of longevity. In terms of projection, I get an arm length of projection for around 2 hours or so, and after that slowly subside. But you always have a good bubble, good cloud, and a good trail. I usually don't go more than 10 because it's quite strong, and that way I can smell it all day on myself. Just go combination, like maybe 5 on the t-shirt, 5 6 on the t-shirt, 5 6 on the skin, and you can smell it all day. The only thing is, right now, before I make this video, I went and searched to see availability, and is everywhere is sold out. What's going on, I don't know. Maybe because we're in this middle of summer and people buying fresh fragrances, makes sense. But if you are interested and you want to get one, be patient, do your research and see if you can find for a good price. I think in United States is much more available for some reason than here in UK and also in Europe. Anyway, so let's get to the smell of it. So the smell of it, to some extent, it reminds me of 4 fragrances. Okay, to some extent. It's not a copy, it's not inspired, it's not 100%, it's not one-to-one, but it will give you an idea where it's going. It gives you a mental picture how it smells overall, and it gives you the approximity of the smell of this fragrance. So first thing it reminds me of, to some extent, but not too much, is Bleu de Chanel, especially for the first half of this fragrance. It's quite similar to Bleu de Chanel, minus the incense. So it is quite like Bleu de Chanel minus the incense. The other one is Fierce by Abercrombie and Fitch. Yeah, it reminds me of that one, especially the white floral in here and a little bit of that chokiness of it. It reminds me of that one to some extent. Again, it's not inspired, it's not 100%. And to some extent, it reminds me of Percival by Perfume de Mali. Yes, again, to some extent, it's quite similar to that one, but it doesn't have the depth and the complexity of that one. But when you smell it, they are very similar to each other. And the other one it reminds me of to some extent, again, is Mont Blanc Legend, the original. Again, it's not 100%, it's not a copy, but it's in the same ballpark, especially that sweetness of this fragrance. It reminds me of the sweetness of Mont Blanc, what was it? Brains freeze. Anyway, so you get the picture, yeah? So this is in the ballpark of those 4, and in the same category, in the same genre of perfumery. But on its own, forget those 4. Just again, for the information and the approximation of the smell, this is a beauty in a bottle. Smells very fresh, smells refreshing, smells like after shower, almost after shower, shower gel. It's a little bit higher quality than that. It doesn't smell like shower gel, but it just gives you that feeling of cleanliness. So this fragrance is very clean, very bright, very happy, very fresh, especially this time of year. Very clean. So it opens up with a huge bergamot and lemon. So lemon and bergamot combination, lifting it and opening up, and beautiful. And also some grapefruit. The grapefruit in here is not as dominant as the Bleu Chanel one, but you can feel it quite strongly. And what a beauty. It just basically opens up one of the happiest fragrances you ever get. The opening is gorgeous. Later on, it becomes a little bit on the, shall we say, generic and a little bit on the boring side, but just for people who have so many fragrances in their lineup and collection and things like that. For a average person, this is a gorgeous fragrance with a very good quality. So beautiful fragrance overall. I highly recommend it. So let me read you the ingredients and we'll take it from there. We got lavender, bergamot, cedar, vetiver, sandalwood, fennel, cumin, oak moss, and geranium. What is not mentioning in here, there are 2 things that I can smell in here which is not mentioning. 3 things actually. One is the aquaticness. To some extent this is aquatic, which is not mentioned in here. For some reason I'm getting a watery feel. It's about aquaticness, it's about watery, but it's not oceanic. It's not oceanic, it's not salty, but it is very watery. So the water feel, and also the white florals. I get white florals in here, and those white florals not only is giving it a softness, it gives in a little bit of powderiness, a touch of powderiness, touch of dustiness, and also that little bit of chokiness from something like a combination maybe of jasmine and tuberose in here. But it's not a big player by any means. It's just a hint of it in here. And also the other thing is not mentioned in the notes breakdown, which I get to some extent, is the sweetness of a fruitiness. So there's a fruity aspect to it, which is a little bit on the sweet side, but it's not too sweet. It's not from 0 to 10, 10 being the sweetest. This is moderate. It's around 6, 5 to 6 in terms of sweetness, maybe to some extent to 7. So it is moderate, but it lifts it up. That sweetness lifts it up and it gives it a beautiful fruity aspect, which again is not mentioned in note breakdown. Lavender, yeah, I get a big aromatic feel in here. Very aromatic, very hint of dust, hint of herbal in here. Quite herbal, quite aromatic, and little bit of spices coming from the cumin and the fennel. Although I don't get that much cumin in here, very faint. But fennel, yeah, I get a very big green, grassy, leafy, herbal feel in here as well. Geranium, again, I don't get that much, apart from a little bit of minty feel to it. I get a little bit of minty feel, especially the first half of this fragrance. Got a little bit of minty feel, not too much again. It's just not a huge player, but it's just there to feel it and just give it another nuances. So and in the base we have the sandalwood, vetiver, and the cedar. Yes, cedar and sandalwood combination in here, giving it that woody base. Overall, this is quite a woody fragrance from the get-go. Just very woody, and later on it gets even woodier. So very woody, and the vetiver is another aspect, giving it that grassy. But in here is very fresh. So it's a very fresh vetiver, and it's very clean. It's almost soapy. That's another aspect of it, which it gets a little bit soapy, but not too much again. So everything is done in moderation, and everything is done in very good balance in here. It's a very good balancing job. Overall, it smells great, smells fresh, smells clean, smells a little bit soapy, a little bit powdery, and a little bit on the aromatic, green, watery, bluish, blue water, but not too much again. So overall, I would highly recommend it. Very clean, very fresh, very refreshing, very happy, very bright for this time of year.